I made a big twin flame mistake. And I think that a lot of people actually fall in this pitfall. And I wanted to present that to you, talk about it today, so that you maybe not fall into that big hole on the journey, or that you can crawl out of that when you might have already fallen in it. And let's just reveal the secret immediately to you, right? Let's not talk around it much longer. My huge, big, ginormous twin flame mistake was I wanted love from him. I wanted my twin flame to love me and to give me the love and to present me with the love and to acknowledge me in love. I wanted him to take me on in the love flow so that I didn't need to do anything and the love would just come from him to me. And that would be the present that I get from him. And I wanted everything love from him. Also other things in life that would be made out of love, such as money and such as attention and what not. I wanted that to come from him to me. And I wanted that without doing anything. I wanted that just to come to me. I wanted that to be delivered to my doorstep, like a magic trick that would just come, and I would let it in and finally be safe and happy and content and have money and have everything that you want in a daily life also presented to me within this love. And eventually, this idea that the love would come from him and all the other things made out of love would come from him was not true. It was incorrect. It was an error. I made a mistake. And that desire was in me. It actually pointed to a deeper desire, but the mistake was to let it be this more shallow desire only. And the difference is that love on the twin flame journey does not come from the twin flame. That may be a big surprise already. It will come from the divine itself, and it will arrive inside of you first, always. And that's a big difference with the more shallow idea of I want the love to come from the outside, from the world to me, from them to me, from their body to me, from their wallet to me, from the twin flame to me. And that was a mistake, because that is the more superficial layer. Yes, maybe he is going to give me some things. Oh yes, maybe he's going to give me many of the presents that I actually would like, but that's an extra. That's not the basic love that I wanted for me to have an acknowledgement of my being in love. That's just the extra, the beautiful reaching out from lover to lover, because you have so much pleasure in that. Because now you're in the real flow of harmonious twin flame union, and you're just exchanging these wonderful gifts because that is just fun. It's beautiful. But I wanted this foundational love that would acknowledge the ground of my being to come from my twin flame. And it didn't. But instead of seeing that like a big disappointment, from which you even would say like, well, let me leave the entire twin flame journey if that would even be possible. This is not for me anymore. Instead of that, it's actually not a disappointment. Well, it is a disappointment for the ego, but not for your true self, people. Friends. Friends, the divine reality of the universe, of your life, of your beingness is much richer than that. It's much more generous than that. It's much more generous than you can even come up with. Because the whole point of the twin flame journey is that the love comes from the divine and it comes to you first, always. And when you can finally let that divine love in, just from source to you directly, then this deep longing that was more on a superficial level, that you wanted it to come from him to you, or from her to you, doesn't matter. That more superficial longing gets filled in by that foundational love of the divine, and then you start to see slowly that it was actually only your inner child that was so depleted because she was so abandoned as a child, so left alone, left to her own devices, so unconnected with the parents, and therefore didn't know what connectedness was, and also not with other people. She was so left to fend for herself, so lonely, so outside of love, outside of respect, outside of being treated as a human being with feelings, that she still feels that now, while this inner child lives in you as a grown-up. And it was only that part of you that needed this acknowledgement from the outside in that way, that wanted the love from the world to come inside of her, because she thought that's how it worked. And it was, as a child, developmentally the right expectation. And it's awful that it did not really come. That kind of being filled in by the parents. And when it didn't come, and for how much it didn't come, you will find yourself as a grown-up craving that from this outside lover, to fill that in. But that will never even fulfill what you actually want there, what you actually long for there. And what you long for there, in the depth of it, is just being safe in the arms of life. Being loved in the arms of Divine Mother. And the big open secret of the twin flame journey is that is actually what's being provided for you. That is actually the kind of love that you're supposed to receive directly from Source to you. Cradling that inner child. Loving it. Giving it the respect that it deserves. And then when that starts to feel filled up and enough, you will start to see that the love inside of you can overflow now to other people, to the world, to the twin flame. And that's where true relating starts between the twin flames as part of the union. So my mistake was I wanted the love from him. But the love came from the divine, which is a much deeper source, much vaster, much more profound, much more healing. And his presence in my life of the true twin flame was indicating to me that I could open myself to the love of the divine, not of him. And he would also get love from the divine when he would also open himself to that possibility. And there's growth to grow in the direction of opening that possibility. That's for all of us. So we all go a little bit through this development. That's for sure. That's why I talk about it. The love did not come from him, but he pointed me out by his very existence that this love came from a much deeper, vaster, richer source than you could ever imagine. And it was all for me. And it would soothe the inner child to a degree that she didn't even know that she could be loved. And that would make me grow up on the inside. Yeah. What a gift. What a beautiful divine journey. To find eventually that that is what has been given you in the full potential of your union. And this is how the flow of love is turned around in the right direction. And you and your twin flame will be magnetized towards each other instead of driven away from each other. And that is when you can start to step into that new kind of life and invite the consciousness space of harmonious twin flame union. Now, I desire that for you too. And that is also why I do have a beautiful opportunity for you. I will show it to you when you stick around. So I hope this helped. Let's play a game. We are going to start the Twin Flame Self-Love game on Monday, April 8, 2024. 6 days you will be challenged in this social media game to love yourself. Because isn't that exactly what the twin flame inner work is about, that brings you closer to your union, to your harmonious union? Yes, self-love is the foundation for twin flame work that really works, but also for anything in life that makes you feel good, that makes you have confidence, that makes you get results in a way that feels right. Self-love is the thing. It's the bomb. And we're going to see what that can be for you and how you can research different corners of that you hadn't thought about yet, etc. for 6 days long. It's called a game because it is playful. You're going to try things out that you haven't tried before. And it's a social media challenge because a lot of it plays out in our online connecting with each other, in the atmosphere of Facebook group and Instagram and YouTube, how you found me now, most probably, or you found this video on another platform, right? On another social media platform. But did you know that it's not only going to be on social media? You actually, to start this challenge correctly, you need to opt in with your name and your email address. Because this game, the Twin Flame Self-Love game, is led via emails. And they come to you every day and they invite you to download your daily pile of assignments, ideas, exercises that you can do. So you better also reserve a little bit of playtime for yourself every day of those 6 days so that you can look into that and execute it. You'll feel so much better. Your twin flame will feel so much closer by at the end of this. But there's more, inside of it, we'll be having a webinar. You will be meeting the other people that are also opted in of this game online in the Facebook group specifically for this game. You will also be meeting them in the Zoom social, only for people participating in the Twin Flame Self-Love game. And more. So if you want to go this spring a little deeper into your twin flame healing with the theme of self-love, then please leave us your name and email address so that you are opted in and you will start together with us on Monday, April 8th. I will see you then. Much love from Petra. So we talked about how my mistake was that the love in the twin flame union did not come from him, but it came from the divine itself. What a mistake, but what a correction. This correction was beyond divine, a miracle itself. Now, I have another video in which I talk about a huge mistake that I made, so that you don't need to make it when you hear it from me, and I'll send you there right now. The video will start up here in a couple of seconds. I will see you there. Love from Petra.